Roaring Death, Still Awakening by Free. 2020, The Upheaval. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Matthew 7:7 and 8. I still remember the day in October 2017, sitting in my hotel room on active duty orders, serving this very interesting country. At this time, I still identify with the church as a devout Christian. I sat with my Bible, speaking my intentions to a God, though I later would find I was simply speaking to myself. I asked to be shown my purpose and who I am, and baby, what you seek, you surely find. Now, 6 years later, my world and everything I knew it to be turned completely upside down. From a very young age, I always had questions that when answered didn't really satisfy the depth of my curiosity. I remember asking my dad, if a little girl dies before she accepts Jesus, will God send her to hell? He gave me a fluffy answer that sufficed for the moment. God knows her heart, so she would go to heaven. An average 7-year-old wouldn't think twice, and honestly, for the time being, neither did I. I trusted my dad most. He taught me to pray. He got down on his knees with me before bed every night. He emphasized the importance of a relationship with God. Although our belief systems differ present day, I still hold value to his effort, to his initiate my spirituality. Later in my life, I questioned more. How can Jesus be the only way? How is that fair to other cultures who are never taught about Jesus, but about something else or someone else? How is it fair to people who are never introduced to Jesus and depart this earth without having that experience? That isn't fair for them to be sent to hell. I even remember having a conversation with a cousin, more of a debate, because one thing about me, I will fight for my religion, forcing my beliefs, like most Christians. I remember her expressing that her God wouldn't send her to hell for her mistakes. In present day, I actually still disagree. Karma serves any and everyone. But back then, I didn't have the understanding to truly speak against this theory. Everything was surface level church talk. In my early 20s, I came across a guy, someone I met on vacation who I vibe with. Of course, me being a Christian woman seeking her kingdom spouse, I asked every man of interest, how's your relationship with God? We got into deep conversation, and I remember him asking me the very same questions anyone would ask, who found the church's teachings of God to be misaligned, contradictory, and straight up senseless. If Jesus died on a Friday but was dead for 3 days, how could he have arisen on a Sunday? Such a surface level question looking back, but the church itself is surface level in teaching. I pondered. I had no answer, which was rare for me. But one thing about me, I always sought answers when I myself was without. I always sought the truth. By this time, I had a spiritual mentor, so the first chance I got, I asked her this same question. Her answer was bullshit, to say the least. Look, I'm not going to get into all the details like that. Something along those lines to basically suggest the intricacies of the said experience concerning Jesus were not of value, just only the belief. See, I realized it was all about blind faith. Don't question, just believe. From that day forward, I was unsettled. I let it pass, but her ignorance, especially as someone with rank in the church and my own spiritual life, turned me off. This wasn't the end of church for me, though. A few more years went by before the Great Awakening reached me, before the truth was finally unveiled. Years before my awakening, I remember having the deep desire to explore beyond Christianity, but quite literally, I was afraid I would offend God, based on the fear-mongering promoted by the church. I promised myself, once that no longer existed, I'd step out. The year 2020 was that time. I honestly don't remember how it started other than me ordering a couple books from Amazon triggered by my curiosity. From there, the awakening, or what I call my truth unveiling journey, began. By the end of 2020, I'd come into contact with the popular movie, The Secret. Seeing this movie made so many things click for me. It wasn't hard to conceptualize this universal law, as I remember it being taught as early on as middle school, used as a principle in science. When the movie presented the law as something that was applicable to literally everything, including how we experience life, it made sense to me. It opened my eyes and changed my entire world.